When an advocate sends a request for help into an environment with no established support structure, the response is often silence. It puts the creator in a position where they are shouting into a void. This is a recurring historical pattern. When specific knowledge or cultural work is pushed to the margins, the entire weight of preserving that history falls on the individuals who created it. We can see this in a direct message sent from a creator in California. The plea was simple and unvarnished. "I'm in California. Please holler at me. Give me some support if you guys can help out." Without a network, this creator is forced into a purely defensive stance. They have to spend their limited time and energy justifying their work's right to exist, rather than actually developing it. This lack of infrastructure makes foundational work fragile. If the solitary advocate stops, the knowledge they carry often disappears with them. There is a specific pressure here. The more a piece of work challenges the status quo, the more resistance it meets, and the heavier the burden becomes for a single person to carry. Relying on individual effort is a losing strategy against systemic pressure. Without scaling the response, the weight of the institution eventually leads to the erasure of the work. Changing that outcome requires a shift in geography and strategy. California functions as a specific hub for this kind of shift, housing a wide variety of social organizing efforts. The first break in the creator's isolation came from a direct acknowledgement. "I hear you." This validation serves as the initial spark for turning a private struggle into a public one. California contains a high density of justice-focused organizations. The infrastructure for support is already present, waiting to be activated. When the creator's plea connects with these groups, the work is no longer isolated. It becomes a shared objective for an entire network. Collective support moves beyond words of encouragement. In this environment, it becomes a logistical operation to provide the creator with the security they lacked while working alone. While a sympathetic audience provides momentum, that energy needs a specific mechanism to produce a tangible result. To harness that energy, the community focused on a specific tool, drafting an open letter directed at the broader public. The goal of the document was to turn general sympathy into a formal request for specific, systemic changes. The group spent weeks refining the language. They had to ensure the letter clearly identified which allies were needed and what exactly was at stake for the future of the work. The challenge was to create a single document that could unify different groups, tech creators, historians, and activists under one clear set of goals. Codifying these demands in a refined letter provides a permanent record of the community's requirements. It moves the conversation into a formal space where it can be used to hold institutions accountable. The letter introduces a framework the community calls restorative innovation. This model moves away from the idea of a passive archive. It's not enough to just save old files. The goal is to make that knowledge active. The first pillar of this model uses historical work as a practical resource. It connects past contributions to immediate community needs, using history to build current economic or social power. The second pillar focuses on building a shield for future creators. By linking new work into these pre-existing networks, the community creates a barrier that makes it much harder for that work to be ignored or erased later. This marks the end of the advocates' solitary struggle. They are now part of a larger, coordinated movement that moves with shared intent. The victory here is the creation of a repeatable structure. It provides a blueprint for ensuring that when someone contributes new knowledge, the system is already prepared to recognize and protect it. By establishing the principles of restorative innovation, the community has built a foundation for a different kind of history, one where organizers have the tools to ensure no one has to advocate for their work alone.